that.
Down there. He's been accurate so far. This one is outside the off stump and slashed away beautifully through extra cover by Lenton, and that's the first boundary of the innings for the Sydney Thunder and their score. It's a legal delivery and
I'm a little bit the Thunder. It's, I'm sure some of the Sydney Thunder fans that are out here in attendance would have their heart in the scoreboard pressure. Might just be getting to the Sydney Thunder boys just a little.
She's in again. This one's angled down and it's taken by the man at first slip. So a little bit wide.
Make sure it didn't go through.
This is Lenton and he drives this one over the top, and that is 6. It was flat, it was low, and it was long. Magnificent shot there by Jay Lenton. He moves into
Here comes the replay now, and he's just hammered that. That's just stand and deliver work right there from Jay Lenton. He's a guy that knows how to.
Trots in now. This one's down the leg side, and it's just nicely whipped away by Ryan Gibson through mid-on, and he will take the single.
It is 17. You don't want to throw that kind of start away.
This one's coming around the wicket now is Shivagatu, and that one's on the leg stump. And
ball around and maybe a few more sixes.
Shivagatu, his right arm off spin is just flicked away through mid-wicket, and they'll take the single there. Shivagatu here will want to come back, and this is charged down the wicket. Great shot again by Gibson over the top of the fielder, away for 4 runs. Bangladesh not pleased with that, but that was a magnificent shot. Took a couple of steps, premeditated.
A little bit here after the delivery. Looked like it was going straight down the throat of the Bangladesh fielder at mid-off, but the ball just seemed to kind of just starting to look in a pretty solid position at the moment.
One delivery to go, and Lenton goes again. No, sorry, Gibson goes again. Straight through cover. It might have legs to get to the boundary. The fielder's chasing, and that is 4. It just rests.
Lenton on strike, and he's cut this, really well through point, Lenton. That's 4 more. So 3 consecutive boundaries off 3 consecutive balls for the Sydney Thunder, and they're starting to.
With Parramatta and the surrounding suburbs there, and a lot of what we do is just getting people involved in the game, whether that means they're going to be players.
The game.
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of what we do, we see the kids relate a lot more to the Sydney Thunder as opposed to, say, the New South Wales Blues or Breakers. They see the green and that.
This ball is full and it's almost chopped back on the stumps. It's a big appeal for LBW, but looked like it might have been with the Sydney Bash against the Sydney Sixers next week. Obviously, there has to be a lot of excitement around the.
And they love their cricket, so when we see kids and whatnot.
This one's been pulled in the air. It's going to split the 3 fielders out there, and he picks up a couple more, Lenton.
Yeah, and to have the derby straight up, that creates a lot of hype in it.
He's through the roof for definitely the men's big. Oh, this one's hooked over the top of the keeper for 4 more. So Jay Lenton throwing the bat at absolutely everything. He's picked up another boundary. Second field, so a little bit of concern for the Sydney Thunder batsman and occasional wicketkeeper. For you and the girls so far?
Yeah, no, not too bad. We are actually the reigning champions. So.
Insane continue. This one just worked on the onside. They'll scamper through for a single here to throw, but he was. This one is edged, and there's a big appeal. He's been given LBW.
Just as we said.
So it wasn't edged. It actually hit the pad first, then bat. That is the end of that, and that'll be the end of Jay Lenton. The prize in the order of the day for the Bangladesh side. It was full and moving in, and Lenton went for that big booming. This ball is short, and he tries to pull, and it's hit him right in the stomach. So Express. This one's short, away from the body, is fended away by Owen Morgan. This is full and just defending that to the offside by Owen Morgan. Any level. So there's a new bowler, and it's Tajul Islam, and this ball has been cut through cover. They'll come back for Islam can do. Left arm wrist spinner. That ball's much better than his first. Angling into the stuff. This ball is hit. He attempted to go down the ground there to Gibson. He thinks about a second, but gets sent back as the man from the deep. 2 balls in this over. And this ball's worked onto the onside, so just no run there.
Viewing stadiums in Australia, in fact, for fan enjoyment.
It's been very nice. My first appearance.
The commentary box.
This ball is slammed all the way. It's going to go down to the fence for 4 at mid-wicket. But he's rocked back there. Did Ryan Gibson, I believe, hadn't been able to push on for the bigger score.
Well, look, not a bad shot. The only problem is that the fielder's right there. I mean, it's one of those things in cricket. You tell him to hit it to that fielder, and he probably wouldn't be able to do it. But the one time where he absolutely smokes it, he's hit it straight into the stump.
This ball was defended back down the wicket by Doran, but this ball was really whizzing around. Straight to cover. This one is pulled slightly to the side of the man at mid-on. They get through for a single. So that takes Jake. Just dropping this onto the offside. It squeezes out to third man. It's good urgency in the deep. Keeps it to 1-0. It's Tanvir is the new bowler. And he drives this to mid-off for a single. And dances down the track. Lofts this. Going down the man on the boundary. Takes a wonderful catch. Great work, and Bangla get their third wicket of the day. He's lofted deep to mid-off.
Boy, do the crowd enjoy it.
They loved it. It was breaking decibels. Just having a look at the replay here. Doran trying to clear the rope. Used his feet well to get down the wicket. It was lofted and taken just inside the rope. And that was some great flight. This one just defended out to the onside. And he just throws this ball up around that middle. This one just danced down track and
it's certainly, we were getting 6,000 people to a BBL match.
See the bowler come in again, bowling around the wicket to Blizzard, and they've gone for a quick single and they'll get through.
Lincoln, Nepal, Afghanistan. We have an active and ongoing dialogue with fans from all those areas.
Fantastic bit of field.
It's Thunder matches, and we really see that looking at the surnames just in our membership database.
This delivery just then by Shubhagato on the leg stump. This one's on leg stump. It's flicked away again by Blizzard, and it'll just be another single. Well, in fact, they've turned back. So the ball will come in again. It's flicked off the legs stump, and they'll just take a quick single here for the Thunder. The score out to 63 for the loss of 3.
And then nearly 10,000 people.
Oh, now that's big. That little should drop just before the boundary. That's a 4. Well struck there by Aiden Blizzard, the man on strike, and he from Tanvir. This one's outside the off stump, and it's just popped in the air, and it will just miss the 2 fielders who are trying to get around to catch that. And it'll
maybe worthwhile giving it a whack instead of poking around at it, but which is sort of.
in again. Bowling from the Royal stand, and that's hit on the pads. It pitched outside leg and was never going to hit the stumps, but a massive appeal. As Tanvir comes into bowl, reverse sweep here by Morgan. That one will go away. They may be able to come back for 2. In fact, it's picking up speed down there, and it's going to go all the way for 4. What a shot there by Owen Morgan. And that's his first boundary of the innings. It'll move his score on. Tanvir comes in, leg break outside the off stump, and it's just slashed away by Morgan for a single to the man out in the deep.
Yeah.
As Tanvir comes in to bowl, and that's just pulled away. It might split the fielders. They're not really deciding who's going to go get it, and they just stop it with their feet, and they'll manage to pick up a couple of runs there, the Thunder. Very interesting fielding. Social media being able to stream online, done for the game.
I think as Owen Morgan hits
again now, right arm outside the off stump, and that is just well guided away by Blizzard, and he'll get a 4. Well deserved. It was a perfectly struck shot. It would have been a miracle for that to go all the way for 6, but he's struck that beautifully along the ground as well. And he'll wet and wintry conditions here in Sydney today, and it chopped on. Blizzard is gone. He tried to play that one away onto the offside. It was never really the option, and it's put, I should say, and the score now 4 for 80, and things really starting to tighten up here, aren't they, Nick?
Certainly are. He was really cramped for room, as you said. The shot wasn't on. But
Bashish coming in now to Nair, who we're just talking about, and that's on the back foot, and he's just plucked that away to cover. There's a direct hit. The crowd goes up. It was never going to really be an appeal. Back now to Shubhashish. He pulls this one backwards down to fine leg, and he'll just take a single to end the over. 82 for the loss of 4 wickets. Right arm off spin outside the off stump. He's hit in front. Big appeal for LBW. Not out. It was always going. This one is on middle stump, and that's crunched down the ground by Owen Morgan. 1 bounce 4, and that's why the Man City
and McAndrew both came through and played very well last year in the finals. Arjun there, as we mentioned.
Ball comes back in. This one's just outside the off stump, and trying to cut it there was Owen Morgan, and a direct hit. Ball comes in again. This one's on leg stump, and it's just turned away by Owen Morgan through where a mid-on would beat. They managed to get a single, brings Nair onto strike. Morgan moves on to 16. So a bit, we'll get back onto that in a second, around the wicket, and this one's flicked away by Arjun Nair through the mid-wicket area. He'll take a quick single. The Morgan facing. This one's in, it's on middle stump, and it's just played past the bowler, and they'll get a quick single here. Strike, right arm, and he's hit this up in the air. It's going to clear the field. Is it going to clear the rope? It's just going to stop and die right on the spot that it lands, and they'll get 2 off that. This Rabi trundles in again. This one is on middle stump, and it's flicked around the corner by Nair. Just the dot deliveries to go. Nair just pops this one over the top with a bit of a, I don't know how to describe that shot exactly, but just like a late French cut almost.
Yeah, very, very nice to be back, and this run chase is kind of going down to the wire between these two teams, as we see Borders nudged down. Dancing down the track and just working this offside. The chance to the throw is good. It's a high one though, and they comfortably get. This one cut straight to the man this time.
Here at Spotless Stadium.
Shows how loyal the fans are, as we see Morgan just stab this backward a point. There's another single picked up. Miraculous win here. This one is driven uppishly for a little bit. Square of the wicket out to deep point. It's well struck there by Arjun Nair, showing some really nice time. Morgan on strike, 19 not out. He dances down the track, and French cuts this through fine leg for 4. So, well, when luck's going against you, it really is going against you, isn't it? Bangladesh cricket board 11, as we just see the instant replay here. He advanced down the wicket and was fortunate not to drag it back onto his stumps, but they say fortune
favours the brave. How come that didn't happen to me?
This one worked through squarely. That's a much better shot there by Owen Morgan. All along the ground, nice footwork. This one is just knocked around to backwards square. Arjun Nair wants a second, and he's going to come back for it. The throw gets there on the bounce. They take the bails off, but delivery. And he defends back down the wicket. He wants a quick single, and he gets it again. Another good run taken by Arjun Nair. And this is lofted down the ground. It's high in the air. There's a man out there. He's underneath it. He drops it, I think, over the boundary for 6.
It may have just pulled up.
And he's back and cutting this time, and a bit of a deflection from the diving effort. The fielder out in cover, and they pick up a single, and then go. And this one, he does a reverse sweep. Gets past the keeper, actually. That's rolling down the hill. It won't go for 4. They'll come back and collect 2. So he didn't get a 1 ball. He tried it again, which sometimes can be your Achilles heel. He gets it away and gets a cut.
Turn off for either the batsman or the bowler.
Big appeal for LBW. They'll scamper through for a single. That previous ball has gone down as 2 byes.
There's been a couple of good performances, but no one's really stood out.
And this is knocked down the ground by Owen Morgan, and that ends the match here at Spotless Stadium. So Morgan will finish with 33 unbeaten, Nair 17 unbeaten. The Sydney Thunder finishing at 4 for 123, so they win comfortably by 6. And this
Morgan
one
went for it too.
Big appeal has been given.
LBW.
So Morgan out. LBW probably wished that he hadn't continued on. He departs. Hussain gets the breakthrough. So they lose their 5th wicket. The Sydney Thunder, a nice full delivers,
Skipper gone for 33.
Have done very, very well by picking up a wicket the first ball after.
Yeah, well,
Big Bash League next week. He goes to Hussain, and Green is driving out to cover, and that's well run, and he gets off the mark straight away.
That serves as a warm-up for both sides to bigger and better tournaments coming up.
This is driven by Nair out to cover. There's a shy at the stumps, and
it's the wicket of Owen Morgan.
This one driven down the ground by Green, and he'll come back for 2 more. So Chris Green making a rather. This is a bounce, and that's way over there. That has to be a wide. Finger stand, bowling to Green. And Green driving down the ground. Lovely shot, racing towards the boundary. And the fielder tries to stop it, but only proceeds in knocking it over the boundary.
Ash will be quite fired up by what they've seen here against the Thunder. That's smoked.
That's laced through cover there by Chris Green, where you said he could hit, and he's just stepped forward there and smashed that through cover. Races to the cover boundary for 4 more. So Chris Green. And Nair is driving this down the green. Timed that gloriously, but there's a man at long on who takes it comfortably and keeps it to 1. So, hitting the ball pretty well at their